Okay, this is cadaver foot. We're going to do grounding. See the heels, the bulbs. See how the bulbs have to be up off the ground? Because the physical heel is up off the ground. Notice the hairline, angle back, straight back, not at a 30-degree angle. Again, the heels are made of cartilage. When you trim the physical heel out of the hoof capsule and take away the support, it crushes these heels here. Okay, again, how high does the hairline have to be up off the ground? At least this high. This is the bulb. The cartilage is up here. This bulb is not, when you trim the heel out and you bevel heels, you can force all this to be pulled under the foot so that the horse is walking on this right here. It's been pulled totally under the foot. Now this is what is inside of the hoof capsule. Yes, there are different anatomical parts in there, but this right here is what the hoof capsule must grow from, must support, protect, and stabilize. Right here, this foot, it's that simple. Okay, let's go ahead and remove this. Now we're going to look at the bulbs. We're going to look at the bulbs. Okay, you see them right here? Now, they're usually not quite this soft. I've had them soaking in salt so they would soften up. But they're still soft and they still move. They're still soft and they still move. Okay, now they're meant to have a frog stay right in there to keep them apart. This is what you call your central sulcus right here. But it's a frog that grows from in there, and that frog grows right into there, and it helps keep those bulbs separated like that. So you want to have a good healthy frog stay growing in there. When you trim the heels out, it literally peels this frog, peels the frog out of the frog stay. Okay, and then the frog stay, or the frog corium, goes like that. Now, here's your bulbs, here's your frog corium that your frog grows from. Okay, now when you trim heels out, it gradually pulls this here. First I want to show you something here. Look, this is the coronary band right here that the hoof wall grows from. And you go back here to the back of the coronary band. Right here is where the heel buttress grows from. This little piece right here. And then it grows from here. It attaches to the lamina right here in the heel, grows to there, and then it attaches to the sole, and then from there it grows about another 3/4 of an inch to an inch so that you can have an inch of sole under this heel right here. So let's look at this again. Right here is where your heel buttress. See, the coronary band comes around like that. Right here is where your heel buttress is. Your bar is right here. So the wall comes around here. You got a triangular shaped piece of heel buttress that attaches this heel and grows down. Again, it has to grow down past the internal foot here so that you can have some sole grow with it. So now all the horn tubules, like especially inner right here, the wall that grows from the most inner part of the coronary band right here, attaches to the lamina right here, then they grow down, they connect with a specific piece of sole. The sole starts here. It doesn't start under here. The sole starts here. The wall starts up here. It connects to this one piece of lamina. They are married for life. When it grows down to here, to the sole, it connects with the piece of sole here. It's married for life to that piece of sole, or should be. And then they hitch up, and then they grow down to the ground together. Right there. Now the sole starts here, and it grows a convex sole ridge, which we'll talk about later. But right now I want to talk about the heels and the frog and the heel buttress, and the importance of having a good heel buttress on the back of this foot. Right here. Stupid glove. See that? That would give that horse about 1 inch of sole under there. Alright, so this coronary band has to be straight because all the horn tubules have to be at the same angle. Otherwise, when you have horn tubules here that push forward like that, they push these ones that push forward. That's how you get quarter cracks and things like that. And it also affects the thickness of your sole. And so when you have a correct amount of heel buttress here, and you're growing a correct amount of sole under this foot, let's see, right there, it would be attached right there. Okay, that's how you get a good amount of sole under there. See, when you trim the heels out, okay, by trying to make the bulbs go down on the ground like that, okay, it crushes. Let me show you how you can crush this heels. Okay, I can't see that. That would be crushing the heels. You can make a foot look like that, but that's not the true foot. See? Okay, these weren't meant to be walked on right here. These are meant to be up off the ground just like that. See, and actually once you have some sole, they're up off the ground that high. See it? Okay, so they're not meant to be walked on. And when you trim the heels out of a horse, gradually it brings all this down. It crushes the inner heel. It rolls this under the foot. It strips out the frog stay right here. Because see, look here. You see where the heel is here. Here, let's push this up. You see where the heel is there? Now you've got to have 3/4 of an inch of wall past that to have any sole under there. You see the common sense of that? Okay, so as you're trimming the heels out, and this is getting lower, you can't have any frog in here because you have to have at least 3/4 of an inch of heel for frog to be able to grow from that frog corium. There, here's your frog corium. Okay, so what happens is with these people is that, and this is what I did to my horse, and this is what's going on all over the world now due to barefoot trimming and the false beliefs about the heels. See, they just don't really understand the whole back of this foot and how it works. And so, you trim the heels slowly out of the horse, and it lowers all these bulbs to the ground like that. When this should be up like that, and it crushes and bends these heels forward. Okay, because they're all cartilage. Because the coffin bone ends right about here, and all this is cartilage and digital cushion, which is like fat, so very movable. And once you overlower the heels, and it gets rid of the frog. Actually, and they do this, they're trying to get frog contact right there. And so instead of building up the heels like they should be built up, okay, they're lowering the heels and to get frog contact like that. And so you wind up having no sole in the heel of your foot and no frog No real frog on your frog corium. But the thing about all this is that when you trim the heels out of these horses, once the buttress is gone, the sidewall from over here and the bar from under here merge together like that, and they form what's called a false heel. And people think that's the real heel. And that false heel can even grow high to where people think the horse has high heels. But in truth, the heels have merged together right about there. Okay, I'm doing a video. And so, another thing that happens, okay, when you're trimming the heels out and it's pulling all this down right here, see how that can move? See how I can pull that under? We're just going to pull all that under. Look what it does to the frog. Okay, it makes the frog look fat, or the frog corium. This is not the frog. This is the frog corium from which the frog grows. So it can just pull all this down under the foot and make it look all fatty like that. And people think they have a good frog. Okay? When in truth, and it can even spread this. It could even spread that there. When in truth, they got frog corium with just the barest minimum cover of frog on it. See that? But I want you to see how these bulbs can be trimmed and pulled under the foot. Okay, see there? See it? How it goes under like that? Not supposed to be like that. See? And at this point, this piece right here, just a second, I'm going to get a pin. On the coronary band, where the heel buttress grows, I think I need to get a pin. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's define some of this. Okay, I'm gonna pull it back up. See how your frog can move? Okay, your frog, see, your heels can be contracted and your frog squeezed together. Your heels can also flare out. All right, so we're gonna look at the back of this, back here. I'm going to push this back up where it's supposed to be. Push the bulbs up where they're supposed to be. Hold on. Okay, that's where they're supposed to be. See the angle of the coronary band there? Okay. Now, what happens is, this little area here, we're going to draw on it. That's right at the end of the heel. Okay, but back here, just a second here, I think I need to set this camera up a little higher. Maybe. Okay, okay, this little, let's find where the buttress would grow. It would be, let's see. It's so blended in and so seamless, it's hard to tell. Here's the line down the back of the heel. That's your physical heel. So your wall comes around here, right here, and so your buttress is right here. Here. It's triangular shaped. Okay, there's where your heel buttress grows from. Right there. See that? Okay. And then here's the back of your heel, right here. So it grows from there, it attaches to the back of your heel, And then it's got to grow, let's see, it's got to grow at least that much further. See there? So that you would have some sole under there. Okay, so the buttress attached to that, just a minute. Okay, so the buttress right under here has to grow and lift the foot up off the ground so that you have at least 3/4 of an inch of sole. Do you see that? Then between those heels, you would also have at least an inch of frog to grow off of this frog corium here. Okay, now what happens when you trim the heels out is it just lowers it a lot, but then the more you trim them out, bit by bit, slow by slow, it starts pulling this under the foot. Now, when you get the whole heel buttress trimmed out and the sidewall and the bar merge into a false heel, this piece right here, you see that? It folds under the foot just like this. See that? Now, it's folding up against that. See there? Now, when it does that, and it can do it better than what I'm doing it, okay, you know how grass is when you cover it up, how it quits growing? That's what happens here. This, trimming the heel out, is pulling all this cartilage down, the cartilage up here, everything, pulling it down, and the frog and everything under the foot like this. And so this little piece of buttress that grows here, once it's trimmed out, okay, and the sidewall and the bar merge together to form a false heel, once that happens, it doesn't grow anymore. You have a false heel and a false buttress. Then this is what happens too. Look how thick and weird this frog gets here. A lot of times you get a weird looking hole here that ain't quite right. The frog doesn't really grow. It makes the whole frog corium thick and fat looking, and then you'll have just a light covering of frog material on it, and people think they have a good frog because they see this fat looking weird frog. But it's not the real frog. There is no frog on it. Once you have trimmed out the heel buttress and pulled all this down and under the foot, see how it's pulled down and under the foot there? Now, here's the thing. Okay, now right now, this cartilage right here in this heel is fairly firm. Okay, the coffin bone I think is more up here a little bit. But you can trim all of the heel buttress and all of the sidewall off of the foot and pull. Now that when there's no frog left, no real frog left here, this foot and all the cartilage and digital cushion can all be pulled down and under the foot, and you can trim the wall out of the foot clear up to here. And so, and all of this will, sometimes it can push down like this. Sometimes it pushes up. Okay, now I want you to see the frog under there, what the frog is doing. See how it's right there? It's not supposed to be there. It's supposed to be pulled back and up here. See? Okay, so see how, and each heel is different. You can trim one heel more out than the other. So you have to deal with your heels independently. Okay, you see how I bent that? And how, where our what is it? Okay, our heel buttress corium right there. Where's the red mark that grows from? How that's pushed under there. See it? Pushing it up, smashing it up under there. Just fold it right up under that foot there. There, and then it don't grow no more. Meanwhile, maybe I didn't trim this foot out as much, and it's going to have a whole different kind of heel and could even have buttress on it. So each heel has to be treated independently. Okay, so all right, so that's what I wanted to show you. Again, all this, See, there's collateral cartilage right up in here. Let's see. Oh, people going by. Okay. Now, when we're restoring the heels and the wall is growing, the wall is actually pushing up and adding wall into it back here, and eventually it's going to grow and it's going to push this up, grow in here and push this up. See? And then the heel buttress will start to grow